We are going to study about population, chapter number 6. Now, growth of population. Population is never constant. It is dynamic. It is not uncommon to see a sudden increase or decrease of population, though a steady increase in the population is more common. The change in population size depends on three important factors, that is, births, deaths, and migration. Okay. Kan ngai thak tong khanin population a hi angai reng lawa achangin enge mishing cheng ha kan kyama achangin nge kan pung thina ni adanglam thien ta ni ta khanin population thak danglam thei tu thil pathum factors pathum poimo deuh oma chung te chu births deaths le migration te ni. The growth of population is the change in the size of population and area during a particular period of time. Such a change can be shown either in absolute number or as a percentage. Okay. Growth in population is generally calculated and conducted per decade just like the census. Growth can be both natural and actual. The difference between the birth rate and death rate shows the natural increase in population. When the earlier population is subtracted from the later, the difference shows the growth is absolute numbers. For example, if the population of 1991 is 850 million and that of 2001 is 1025 million, then the absolute increase in the decadal population is 1025 minus 850 equal to 175 million. Okay. Growth of population kan ti a hi mishing pun chho dan a hi area sang ami kha adang lam na se mem thina kha hun tiam chungin enge enfia kha ni thin ne internal census mangte mo kha na china census video ma sa kan soi to kha census kan ti chuan chhiar pui kumsom dan nei thin kan ti to kha katyang khan kumbi the inkara khanin population kha adang la mem ti kha ennon kha ni thin ani achang chuanin population kha kan sei tong khane in thak danglam das em thina birth rate changa death rate kan pai kha chuanin population in thak danglam dana kha alo lang thin ni entirna na 1991 a hianin india ram population hi 850 million dita se 2001 a ve thung kha chuanin 1025 million lo dita se 2001 rang khan 191 a population cha ta kha kan payanga 2001 a chuan india rama mishing 1025 million oma 1025 million atangin 1991 a india ram mishing omza zeria sumga kan payanga achwa ko ju za sum sari panga 175 million ani don ta ni chu kan pun chhauna akha alo ni don ta ti na ni chu. Factors affecting population change in India. India's population has increased steadily from 1951 to 2001. As mentioned previously, there are three ways by which change in population may take place. They are birth rate, death rate, and migration. India ram population hi kan ngai thak ang khan 1951 atanga 2001 in kara khanin apung chhon se mema ama kan choi to ang khanin India population thak dang lam thei two factors poi mo deu pathuman om kan ti to kha chung chu birth rate death rate le migration ten ni. Now number 1, birth rate. Birth rate is the number of live birth per 1,000 persons annually. In India, the number of births continues to be very high. Okay. Birth rate kan ti a hi mishing cheng sang khat se la kum tina naw piang omza ta kha birth rate kan ti chunita a India ram hi abik takin India ram a hianin kan birth rate a hi asang rengani. Number 2, death rate. Death rate is the number of deaths per 1,000 persons in a year. In recent years, the death rate has gone down in India primarily due to better health. sanitation, vaccination, and immunization. The difference between birth rate and death rate shows the natural increase in population. Okay. Death rate ve thung hi chu mihring sang khat se la mithi omzat kum khat chunga mihring sang khat se la mithi omzat hi death rate ani ta a death rate hi kan tla thiam chhon sa ve ema India rama hian hei achan chu enge hrisel te kan ngai poimo a thiang limna lampang te tin vaccine shin danna kan tiang chi te khatiang ka kan ngai poimo ta ka wang khan India rama hian death rate hi atlan yam se em ani birth rate le death rate danglam na hi enge population punna akha anita a. Now number 3, migration. Migration is the movement of people from one place to another. It may be temporary or permanent. There are two types of migration, internal and international. Internal migration affects the local or regional population without changing the base population. International migration results in an increase or decrease of the country's population. Okay. Migration kan ti ve thunga hi chu pem mun son mun pakhala changa mun danga in son kan ti akha migration hi anita a migration hi temporary le permanent a theya migration hi chi internal le international migration oma internal migration hi chuanin enge mihring the population base population a athak danglam ni alawa angai reng ta international ve thung hi chuanin mihring pun le kiam kha hril sem emani. Emigration and immigration are forms of migration. Okay. If you move out of a country, you have emigrated and you are an migrant. Okay. If you move into a country, you have immigrated into that country, and for that country, you are now an immigrant. Okay. Emigration le immigration kan ti a hi migration forms of migration pani te ni ta a entirnan India ramatangin lo pem chhuak ta la emigrated ini anga ya emigrant ini don ti nani chu mo chuanin entirnan India ramatang khanin lo pem chhuak ta langin I pem na tan te khanin immigrated ni dona anni tan khan immigrant ini ti nani chu mo. For example, if you have migrated from India to China, you will have immigrated from India to become an immigrant in China. Okay. There are many economic, social, and physical reasons why people migrate, and they can usually be classified into push and pull factors. Push factors are those associated with the area of origin, while pull factors are those that are associated with the area of destination. However, the dominant motive for migration is economic, and pull factors tend to be higher wages and greater demand for labor, which are perhaps found in centers of industries and commerce. Economic pull factors can include overpopulation and the absence of economic opportunity. Okay. Migration hits the pull factor and pull factor of migration ta pull factor hianin enge pem chana hianin unemployment na tho tur lo kan tiang chi te lack of safety, lack of service kan ti te poverty re theina mo ange ram leilung pian manga diklawa wanga thlai chin fu lawang chi te drought ko kheng wang te indo na awang te nge chian na quarrel chian na mo khatiang awanga pem na akha pull factor of migration the pull factor of migration hi chuanin enge na tho tur thachok be che awanga hundanga pem chhuak ang chi te mo ram tha lei tha azok agriculture practice na atana be che du awang te mo security thazok an nei be se awang te apem na kha pull factors of migration kan ti chu ni. Now age composition. Population is divided into age group, age 1 to 14 comprising children below, children who are totally dependent on their parents and guardians. Age 15 to 59 comprising people who are adults and workers who carry the burden of the dependent population. Age 60 and above are the old and the category of people who become non-workers. Age composition kan ti chuan kumbit le inkar akhani ta a I pathum a anchena age group pathum anchena 1 to 14 years kan ti hawa hi nu le pa te an chen pui te a in hat po engma na tho katiang pola ti theilo khani ta a kumsom panga tanga somnga poko inkara chenane le ta a khang hawa kha chu na thok thei kum inkar mo working age group kan ti ang chi khani ta a an mani a khan kum khada tang kum som pali de kum som ruk tung lam hawa khan in hatla tani pathumna a chuan kum som ruk chung lam anita anni ho hi all age group kan ti ang chi khani ta a ha an thok thei to lo ni heng ho yan. A person's age determines his/her capacity to work, his/her needs, behavior and social stature. Thus, the percentage of people within each of the three groups determines the economic and social structure of the country. The balance between the working and dependent population is known as dependency ratio. Ngai thak to ang khanin age group pathum an then kan ti to kha age composition kha pathum an then kan ti to kha 1 to 14 years 15 to 59 years le above 60 years an then kan ti to kha working age group 15 to 59 years kan ti hawa kha an poi mo ema khang hawa khain ram sumle pai din munte social structure kha in na same emani tin working population kan ti le dependent population in balance na hi dependency ratio ti inan wa bokani. Children are the economically unproductive and dependent group. They need to be fed, clothed, education and given medical care. The working population are the economically independent and productive group. They bear the burden of the dependent population. The age may have the capacity to work and can be economically independent, though may have relief from employment. They may be working voluntarily too. The percentage of children and age affects the dependency ratio because the former are not producer. Okay. Kan ngai thak to ang khan no pang kumsom pani hnuai lam kan ti ang chi hawa khan ma na khan na thok thei lawa an nu le pa te le an chen pui te khan in hat to pa enge le bar tur pe kan nga ya thom no te tin sir na thajok te le damdoi lampang ang chi medical care khatyang ka ngai to sak ve khan ngai chini working age group 15 to 59 years kan ti ve thonga kha chu kan ngai thak tong khan an mani in han thok the to a enge an in chom the to a an mani a khanin no pang chok te le pui tling kum na thok the to lo kum som ruk chung lam kan ti hau khanin hatlat bok. We are going to study about population, chapter number 6. Now 6 ratio. This is the number of females per 1,000 males. This information shows the equality between the sexes in the country. Okay. Females are less than males in India. This is further corroborated by the decline in sex ratio in recent years. The average sex ratio in India was 933 per 1,000 males in 2001. It has shown some improvement in the last 10 years when it rose to 940 per 1,000 males in 2011, according to the 2011 census of India. Okay. Some countries such as Japan have a sex ratio of 1,041 per 1,000 males. In India, Kerala is the only state where sex ratio is favorable to women, 1,084 females per 1,000 males. Okay. The state with the lowest sex ratio is Haryana with only 877 females per 1,000 males. Sex ratio kan ti chuan mipa leh hmeichhia population thliar hranna kha sex ratio ni a. India ramina kan te dana chu mipa sang kha zela hmeichhia kan chiar ve tan thin ani. Sex ratio kan ti hianin mipa leh hmeichhia population kha atar langa. India rama hianin pa ayin hmeichhia an tlem zawka 2001 census a khanin India ram sex ratio chaw rwal hi 933 ani a kumsom nuwa 2011 census a khanin tlemin sex ratio khan kan sang le hreta 940 per 1,000 males kan ni le a Japan anga te hi chuanin mipa ayin hmeichhia an tam zawka and sex ratio hi 1041 per 1,000 males ani. Tin India ram rawa po hian Kerala hi sex ratio an sang bera. Mipa ayin hmeichhia an tam zawka and sex ratio a hi 1,084 females per 1,000 males ani a. India ram sex ratio niam ber state chu Haryana ni in 877 females per 1,000 males so ani. Now literacy. A person above the age of 7 who is able to read and write with understanding is considered to be a literate person. Okay? A country with low literacy level has low economic growth. The literacy level in India is growing slowly. According to the census of 2011, the literacy level of the country stood at 74.04%, with 82.14% literate males and 65.46% females. Okay. India still has to attain 100% literacy. Kerala has the highest literacy level of 93.91%, followed by Mizoram with 91.6%, while Bihar with 63.8% has the lowest level of literacy. Even though much has been done towards literacy, there is a lot more yet to be done. An educated woman not only makes the whole family literate, she moves with great confidence and can opt for a smaller family too. Increasing female literacy lowers the incidence of child marriage, thus reducing the chances of early mortality and infant mortality. Okay. Literacy kan ti chuarin kum sari chunglam ziak le chiar thiam kan ti aka literacy kan ti chunita ram literacy level aniam biao chuan economic sum le pa ya masona khanin an niam thin tlang puyani 2011 census a khan India ram kan literacy rate hi 74.04% ni a chungzinga 82.14% akha mipa ani a 65.46% akha hmeichhia ziak le chiar thiam ani. India ram rawa po hian Kerala hi literacy level a khan an sang bera an literacy rate hi 93.91% ni a adota Mizoram ni in 91.6% literacy rate akha ani bokani. Tin chuti lai chuanin Bihar hi India ram state thang zinga chuan literacy a khan an niam hle a an literacy rate hi 63.8% ni. Meichhia literacy level a sang hianin no panglut tuka enge pasal nei kan ti ang chi te in nei kan ti ang chi te tin no pan lutuka fanei ang chi te le no pan laya nau piang thi nau piang kum khatwai lam thi kan ti ang chi sang lutuk turaka aveng thin ani omja chu meichhia literacy level asan kha apoimo meichhia le chiar thiam kha apoimo em te na ni chu. Now structure of occupation. The three main activities of people are primary, secondary and tertiary. Primary activities include those means of livelihood that are directly involved with natural resources. For example, farming, fishing, mining, animal breeding, and forestry are primary occupation. India has over 60% of its population engaged in primary activities. Secondary activities include manufacturing industries and production of goods and machinery. About 13% of Indians are engaged in this sector. This sector is important as it adds value to raw materials. Take the case of cotton. Raw cotton is spun into thread. The thread is woven into cloth. The cloth is then dyed and tailored into clothes. Okay? Tertiary activities are mainly concerned with services such as health, sanitation, education, banking, transport, and communication. About 23% of Indians are employed in these sectors. Okay? Activities structure of occupation kan ti a hi pathum primary secondary le tertiary activities an thena primary activities na awam chin a chu an tirna natural resources ne na in kai noi the thil kan ei zon na natural resources ne a e enge in kung kai nei an tirnan farming lo nei kan tiang chi agriculture kan tiang chi hawa kha po fishing, mining, animal breeding, more ranvul kan tiang chi te forestry kan tiang chi hawa kha primary activities ania. India rama mishing cheng za asomru ka hi primary activities ha hianin an in ngadani. Chuan secondary activities kan ti ve thunga hi chu thil siam chua manufacturing industries kan tiang chi a khani ta a thil siam chua mo ka India rama mishing cheng za asom pathuma hi secondary activities sa hian an in ngata tertiary activities kan ti ve thunga hi chu health, sanitation, education, banking, transport and communication in kalpona in biak pona katiang ne na in concern services de sang kan ti hawa khani ta a India rama mishing cheng za asom ni pathum te katiang a khan tertiary activities kan ti a khan e an zong ani mo now health. An important component of population health affects the process of development of a population. Efforts of the government with introduction of health schemes ranging from Janani Suraksha Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana to schemes that aid people in treating various diseases have resulted in improvement of health conditions. Care. Prevention of infectious diseases, improvement of public health and treatment of ailments have reduced death rates considerably from 8.88 deaths per thousand in the year 2000 to 7.3 deaths per thousand in 2011. Okay. Health riselna kantia kha ramina ma sonda turatan khan apui mo ema tin sarkarin health scheme sang anu introduce Janani Suraksha Yojana kan tiang chi te Pradhan Mantri Swasthya Suraksha Yojana kan tiang chi te khang hawa kha e enge risel na lama ma kan son the na turatan khanin health scheme sang a kha enge sarkar khan introduce ani chuanin khatia anga malak chawani awang khanin e kan death rates atipo kha atania ema 2000 kan death rates kha 8.88 per thousand ni lai khan 2011 a chuan atlanyama 7.3 deaths per thousand in atlanyama ni. Now adolescents populations and their health. 1/5 of the country's population comprises of adolescents who are in the age group of 10 to 19 years. At this crucial age, they are full of enthusiasm, energy, ambition, and high ideals. They not only need careful nurturing but also a nutrient-rich diet. Growth and development requires proper nourishment, healthcare, and basic education. However, in India, poor nutrition results in anemia and other associated health problems. A large number of adolescents are unable to complete their studies or earn a proper means of livelihood. Thus, there is an urgent need to work out a national policy to understand the problems of adolescents and solve them justifiable care. Adolescents kan ti enge lei role kan tiang chi ho mo ka tiang kha India rama hian India ram population mun nga thina mun khathin ni ta a kum so ma tanga som ko in kar kha kum so ma tanga som ko in kar huna khanin enge an ngai tuan te an tum ang chi ti asang ema an mani ro rawa po khanin an tha achaka mo enge thil an chi ka khang hun lai khanin kum som atang som po in kar hun lai khanin an taksa athang se me ma chu wang chuanin ele in tu tha ka an mom me mani chu wang chuanin khang hun lai adolescence periods kan ti a khanin in en kol na tha ka apoi mo me ma ele in tha te tin hrisel na thazok te an nei theina tur atang khanin ngai tua kha mo en kol kha an ngai thin ni India ram chuanin atam zawk adolescents population kan ti kumsawm atanga sawm ko inkar awa kha atam zawk khanin en kol na than don lo wang khan an zirlai te an zo theilawa tin enge na tho tu tha angte khatiang kha an nei theilo phari ni chumi ni wang chuanin khang adolescents hawina an problem solve tur khanin enge policy poimo taka kha duan chwa kha ngai theni now national population policy. The National Population Policy 2000 aims at promoting family planning programs. Other issues that it touches upon are making education free and compulsory till the age of 14 years and bringing awareness among people about the benefits of a small, healthy and educated family. Some of the aims of a national population policy are decrease the infant mortality rate through immunization for infant, prevention of child marriage, which will help protect the childbearing age, and free and compulsory education for all children, together with food and nutritional supplements care. The National Population Policy gives special attention to adolescents' need for protection against unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases. It calls for awareness amongst the youth of the risk of unprotected sex and making contraceptive services accessible and affordable care. The vast number of the people of India can be its greatest assets if they are provided with the means to lead healthy and economically productive lives. Spread of literacy and education, increasing availability of affordable reproductive and child health services, improvement of services at the village level, participation of women in the paid workforce, together with a steady, equitable improvement in family income, will facilitate early achievement of the socio-demographic goals, thus turning the burgeoning population into a productive human resources care. National Population Policy 2000 in atumber to family planning programs promote akari ta chuanin free and compulsory education kumsom pali noi lam ta na pek te mo chumi ba ka chuanin sel na lampang le zirna wartura in zirti rakha ani ta an tumber chu chuani infant mortality rate ti tlak niam te tirna na no panglu to ka nupi pasal in de ang chi te infant mortality rate now piang kum khan hnuai lam thi an tlem theina turata na no panlu to ka in de ang chi te ka te ang ven te mo kan soi to ang khanin free and compulsory education kan ti ang chi no pang zong zong ta na provide kan tiang chi te khang kha hawa kha anron kalpui ani national population policy kan ti chuan tin chumi ba ka chuan kan soi to ang khan hrisel na mo ngai poimo village level e thingtlang zok anga te anga hrisel na apoimo zia in zirtir ka national population policy na atom chu ni. That's all for today. Thank you.